Welcome to the alternative opening of the Alternative Art Education Slow Marathon. Do not adjust your speakers. Your headphones are fine. Don't fiddle with the router. There's nothing wrong with the line. You've made it. We're here. Now give yourselves a silent cheer. My name's Chloe. I'm going to be emceeing today along with Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
Hello.
Thank you, everyone, as we said, for coming all the way down to central London today on this not so sunny Saturday morning. It's fantastic that we're going to be here to celebrate alternative art education in many of its forms. You might be able to see we've got a schedule up at the moment. We can have a little bit more of a chat through that in a minute, as well as the code of conduct. But before we do that, we're going to go over to Sophia. Are you ready, Sophia? Can we come over to you to hear a bit more about this event and about the zine that this is also a launch of today? Over to you, Sophia.
Thanks, Chloe. Okay, so welcome to the Alternative Art Education Slow Marathon. So we've got a packed day of events, but first of all, we're launching URgh #1, issue 1 on alternative art education. And here is, so you can order your copy or download it now, so we can go through. I'm going to go through it quickly and tell you a little bit about the contributions. So this is the URL, and Chloe's going to share a link in the chat if you want to download it now quickly while we go through it. So just while we give people a minute to download it, a couple of words about how this came about. The zine was part of a broader project, the Alternative Art Education Festival 2020, and the exhibition The Secret Is Out, which were postponed in March because of COVID. So we had the problem of how to distribute the zine because it was going to be distributed at the festival and the exhibition. So we've organized this event to bring everybody together and overcome the sort of disappointment of postponing the festival and exhibition, and also to distribute the zine. So you can order it online or download it online. So I'm going to start with the cover, which is by Emma Edmondson. It's called Studio Reminder, the most important things to think about IMO. And the first page, you've got an index of the contents. And the first contribution is a critical essay on the problems of imposing neoliberal management on art school. And it asks the question, how can this be subverted? Then we have a cartoon by Baphomet. And a work of art by Joe Pengeli called the Collaborative Arts Group Report, a Subverted School Report. And then the Self-Manifesto by Emily Curran and Natalia Falconer. And then a poem called Elegant Errors, an exercise by Claire Ispol. And then we have a documentation of an experimental idea to use an existing art institution as an unsuspecting host for other ways of experiencing fine art education. And then we
can't seem to get any sound on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Somebody, if you want to contact the chat, then they can help you out via the chat. So where were we here? This is an introduction from a previous publication. So this is a republication of The Best Place at the Party is in the Kitchen by Pacto. So Pacto are a group that focuses on collectivity to combat individualism. And this is a report on their research and collaborations and some previous description of some previous projects. So this is creativity, some thoughts on creativity and well-being by Anna Maria Amato with some guidance notes. And a visualization of their experiences in sort of collective learning at Open School East. So this is the associates from 2020, so the current associates. And this is the Juggernaut's Guide to Peer Mentoring. So we're in the middle. This is an interview I did with Jane Jones and Jackie Goodman on Feral Art School. So this is some really interesting information about how they set up the Cooperative Art School in Hull and some of the debates that they've had and controversies and ambiguities around co-op structures and accreditation. The next one is a group from a group of BA students from the Design Academy in Eindhoven. So they built an autonomous educational program within the academy, and so they discuss the paradoxes of being oppositional and interventionist at the same time. A collage by Anja Grajek. And then from Crit Club, a description and reflections on running a Crit Club. The text is by Rosalind Wilson, and this photo is by Eleni Papazoglou. So this is a collage, Change Things Up by Anna B. Sexton. And the evening class working agreement. So this is a contract, and it includes criteria for undertaking a project, the client's responsibilities, and payment or exchange for their services. And this is Spread by Chloe Cooper, which is quite a journey to read. You have to turn it around. And final contribution is from Totaler, and it's called Dark Age Education Ignoration Mix. So there are the contributors' credits here, a bit of an editorial and some details, and the final and the back cover is by Emma Edmondson, and it's called No More Alternative. So that's it. Hope you enjoy it. I'm handing you back to Chloe.
Thanks, Sophia. That was great. That was so good to see. And also thanks everyone as well for the collaborative help on posting that link to the online version of the publication as well. So great to see that we've all entered into the spirit there of this alternative art education. It's cooperative, it's not about competition, okay? We're all really good MCs, not just me, all of us together. We're all making this happen. Okay, let's go over to the schedule then. Gonna screen share, jump on over, shloop. There we go, sweet. So this is what we've got coming up today. I hope you can all see this schedule. As I'm sure it's clear to you, this must be the introduction, right? After that, at 12:15, we've got a zine workshop coming up on Imagined Futures with Bella and Lou from the other MA. They'll be guiding us through cutting up the academic to make reading more accessible. If you haven't got your equipment ready yet, now's your chance. Let's see, here we go. Oh, something to draw with. You'll need some glue or tape, something sticky, some scissors obviously to do the cutting, newspapers or magazines you don't mind cutting up, and paper, A4, A3 is best. Thanks very much. That is your equipment list. So get those bits ready and also keep having a look at the schedule with us here today. Whoop. Yes. After that, we will have the Jamboree at 1 o'clock. So the Jamboree is where members of alternative art schools and peer support groups will share what they do, how they do it, and how you can get involved. Following and flowing seamlessly at 1:30, just like this link, into the open discussion on online education, labour and cooperation, chaired by Catherine Harrington, Emma Edmondson, Sophie Chapman, and artists from Into the Wild. At 2:30, it will be time to see what's been happening on the zine front with Bella and Lou from the other MA. And then, oh my gosh, we're going to be ready for it. At 2:40, it's time for a break. Whew. Now, when we say break, we mean it's an opportunity to sit back but keep looking at the screen, because we're going to be watching a fantastic compilation of films on alternative art schools collected through an open call and compiled by Nicola Schauman. At 3, it's our fork in the road moment, where those of you who booked for the art and or science reading group will be popping off into a breakout room to discuss learning styles via a text on evidence-based education, scientific racism and how learning styles become a myth, and a video on septin assembly in cells, which sounds fabulous. Don't despair if you haven't booked onto that art and or science reading group though, as we will get the chance to design our own sprite and release it into a virtual world using Genetic Move's purpose-built web-based creature generator in their micro world at home workshop, running at the same time from 3 till 5. At 5 p.m, it'll be time for another film-fueled break. This time it'll be Darshana Vora's Lost and Found moving image work compiled from responses to the COVID-19 pandemic. And then at 5:15, I'll hand over to Zoe and jump into facilitating an online crit with Nick from ArtQuest. Oh wow, if I put my script in front of my face, I disappear. I'm going to disappear for a minute. And we'll be featuring this Z crit from ArtQuest with Nick and me. Will feature quick fire presentations by participating artists before they pop off into their own private breakout rooms to ruminate over feedback. Even though all the presenting slots have been filled, you are super welcome, everybody who's here right now, to participate by giving your constructive feedback in the comments chat box. We'll call it the chat box for now, so you can put your comments in there. And then it'll be time to get your dancing shoes on. I don't know who's actually wearing shoes right now. Maybe someone's wearing shoes. I know I'm not. I've got my socks on, but maybe I'll take those socks off and put my dancing socks on for some fantastic Milky Jeans non-art school disco. There's a hit, Milky Jeans, really good copy. Milky Jeans is the lo-fi prince of plastic rave pop, and Milky will be bringing our brains an essential hour of non-essential sounds that you will not have heard of before, and with pretty good reason. Love that copy, thanks Milky. And at 7:15, you will be released back out into the world, a broken mess and mass of ideas reimagined and changed forever. So good luck, everyone. To make sure that all goes without a hitch, we've got a code of conduct here. Just gonna, oh yeah, here we go, move through. Oh yeah, that was some other things. Cool, here we go, here's the code of conduct. So already, thanks everyone for muting yourselves. If you haven't yet, you're welcome to rename yourself with your first name and your pronoun. You can do that by clicking on participants, finding your name and selecting rename. Please, as I've said before, ask any questions and post your comments into the chat. Facilitators will tell you when to unmute and speak. Please don't screenshot or record the screen without the permission of the facilitators of the session that you're hoping to capture, or owners of the work. Okay, you can ask them in the chat. We have zero tolerance of harassment and bullying. So negative comments around race or ethnicity, gender, including gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, age, religion, physical appearance, citizenship, or other protected categories will not be tolerated. Neither will intimidation or threats, including of the moderators, or sharing images, especially to threaten or sexually harass. We've got more details of that policy online. You can have a look at the online version just at the bottom there. There's a link on the bottom of the screen share where you can express a concern or report harassment as well. Okay. Whew. Are you ready, everybody? Yeah? Are we ready? Let's hear it.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. Only 4 minutes late.